My Suboxone experience has changed a lot since 2020, or whenever the last time I spoke about it was. Probably was 2019, to be quite honest. And I wanted to update you guys. I'm just gonna jump right into it because I don't feel like wasting time. I was sick in March 2020. Before everything went on lockdown, I got sick. The first week in March, I had to go for unemployment and I had to go to this class. And this lady in front of me was hella sick. Like hella sick. She was coughing all everything, all everywhere. It was just nasty. Well, fast forward the next week, I was super sick. And I was only seeing my doctors on Wednesdays at that point because that was the only day they were open. And I missed my appointment, and it was like a 3 o'clock appointment. I slept the entire day. I didn't set an alarm for that because why would you need an alarm to get up at 3 p.m.? Like, you should have been up long before that. So at like 3:45, 4 o'clock, I woke up and called. I'm like,
I'm so sorry. Like, this is a total accident. I'm really sick. I'm not feeling the best. I'll be in next week.
Well, in that time period, in that 1 week, I got super duper sick. Things started to really kick off with COVID, and they were locking down, and they said, if you have a fever, don't go anywhere. If you have symptoms, don't go anywhere. So I didn't know what to do. And I called in, and I called in that Monday, knowing they weren't open, but just was hoping to speak to somebody. And I was like,
I'm super sick. I can't, I'm not supposed to go anywhere.
Like right after that, like this is like mid-March, I think at this point. And I called in and I was just like, I'm trying to get a hold of her, trying to get a hold of them, I'm texting the doctor, and he's not in town or not available for whatever reason. I'm just trying to deal with this nurse practitioner, and she is making my life difficult. And I understood at this point, like I missed my last week's appointment and I couldn't come in again. And I was like,
I need time, like I'm sick and I don't know what to
do. The CDC or FDA or whoever, whatever, released the regulations. They loosened regulations so that you could do telehealth for Suboxone. And I asked her,
can I do telehealth for right now until I can come in?
And she said,
no.
And I said,
well, I can't come in because I'm sick.
She said,
we're not doing telehealth. That's not going to be a thing that we do in this office.
And I was like,
okay, whatever.
I continued to get worse. By Wednesday, I was super sick, didn't go to my appointment, and I called and I was like,
I just need like, I don't know, a week or two till I get better.
And at that point, the regulations were like 14 days. So she gave me 14 days. So she said. I called the pharmacy to pick it up, and she only gave me 10 days worth of prescription. And I called back and I was like,
look, I'm not trying to dick you around. I'm really sick and I don't feel like bringing you into the office. Like, I don't know what you want me to do, but you only gave me 10 days.
And she's like,
well, that's all I can give you per FDA guidelines.
And I said,
no, that's wrong.
Or DEA guidelines, whatever the hell it was. And so
that's wrong because they just changed it. And now you're allowed to do telehealth and you're not giving me telehealth. Like, this phone conversation counts as telehealth and you're not doing it.
She's like,
I need to have a UA from you.
And so I called the doctor, and at this point, I had been already talking to my family doctor because I knew he prescribed Suboxone, and he is who I see for my ADHD medication, which is Adderall, if anyone's wondering. And I was just like explaining to them what was going on, and they were just like flabbergasted that she was being so like she was punishing me for being sick. They saw me. They I talked to the front nurse about my symptoms. I didn't see a doctor per se, but I did call into the office and ask what I was supposed to do, asked if I should go into this appointment, asked what I should do for anything, because my ADHD and my Suboxone, my Adderall, my Suboxone, they coincide. I get them at the same time every month. So I couldn't go to that appointment, and they were okay with it. And then the Suboxone lady was like,
no, I'm not.
So I was just like,
you know what? I'm so tired of this.
Back in like December 2019, I want to say, I had an inconclusive drug result, or UA, which meant that nothing showed up. Now, I'm supposed to have Adderall and Suboxone show up, and that showed up every time for as long as I can remember, and she's like,
what does this mean? What does this mean?
Your drug test is faulty? I don't know. What does it mean?
Like, I sat there in the office, I was like,
do you want me to take another one? Like, I can take another one if you want me to.
She didn't. She wanted me to come back in the following Monday and pay an extra $100 to take another drug test. And I was like,
fine, whatever.
And that really pissed me off because it was right before Christmas, and it was like, money's already tight. Like, I was unemployed at that point. Every time I get a Suboxone video, I get super heated and get angry. Suboxone makes me angry, man. It makes me angry because it's such a life-saving drug and it's so hard to get. Long story short, I texted the doctor. No, the doctor texted me. He's like,
what's up? I heard you're leaving my practice.
And I said,
yeah, I honestly don't feel safe seeing your nurse practitioner.
And he's never in the office. It was at that point I'd seen him 2 times in the 4 years I was there. Oh, it makes me so mad because I loved him. Like, I literally loved him. I like worshipped him as a doctor. I thought he was great. He was my mentor. I looked up to him so much, and I felt so let down and just like punished for being sick, for following the rules, for doing whatever she didn't want me to do. And she made it so difficult. But I switched over to my family doctor. They transferred me over. They transitioned me when my prescription ran out with that one. They saw me that day. I got my prescription and everything was fine. And it's been totally fine since then. I went in office. They switched me to telehealth. Been on telehealth ever since. And it's been great. Instead of paying the $100 a month for the cash clinic that I was going to, I'm now paying $3 a month for my copay. And then I pay $3 a month for a prescription. That's pretty lovely. $100 versus $6, like, I would love that. So now my family doctor is my, like, family doctor, my women's doctor, my psych med doctor, my Suboxone doctor. Like, it's all in one stop for me. It's amazing. I've been seeing this doctor for 13 or 14 years. Basically, as long as I've been in recovery, I've been seeing this doctor. And this is a doctor that I trust. It's a doctor that makes me feel safe, that makes me feel like I'm not a criminal and I'm not being punished and I'm not a junkie. And I got a letter today that they are no longer going to be my doctor for all of that except for, like, Suboxone. The fuck? They're no longer going to be prescribing any psych meds. I don't know how to explain this in, like, the most concise way, but basically I'm eligible for medical assistance, but I've been paying out of pocket for insurance to go to this specific doctor because they've been my one-stop shop for everything. Like, why not pay for that? If I pay the $20 a month for my insurance, like, my insurance premium, I can get all of that covered. But they don't take medical assistance. So I've had to pay for this extra insurance, which is not a problem because this year's only been $20 a month, and that's lovely. Well, it's going to be more next year. And now that they're not going to be my doctor for Adderall or my other psych meds, why am I going to go to them? Because I need to find a family doctor, a psychiatrist, and a women's doctor. And I have to get medical assistance for all that. So I got to get medical assistance because I don't technically qualify for anything through the penny marketplace because I don't make enough money. Guess how long they gave me to do all of this? This is like the icing on the cake. They gave me a fucking month. A month and a half technically, but it's barely a month and a half. I'm gonna get one more refill on all my medication and then they're gonna just say,
sorry, tough luck.
I'm going in there next month and I'm about to raise hell. But I decided to say,
I'm not going back into an office. I'm not going to a clinic. I'm not doing this again.
Because this is so frustrating to have to restart all of this time. It's so frustrating to be on a prescription for 7 years now, I think. 7, 4, 6, yeah, 7 years, almost 8 years. Like my math there. But it sucks being on something for so long and then having to restart. And when you restart, you have to go back in and get, like, evaluated for drug and alcohol counseling. And then they put you on this standard cookie cutter method and make you go to therapy, make you go to classes, make you do all this bullshit that I've already done 3 times now. And I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I'm not. I'm putting my foot down. It's not fair. And it's just so weird that they're doing this. Like, it's so, well, I guess, I don't know why. I don't know why they would stop prescribing psych meds. They've had no problem prescribing them for the past 13 years for me. Oh, Lord. Lord help me. I know you guys feel this. I know you guys have been dealing with this shit too, and it's frustrating. And I want to hear it. Leave it in the comments. Let me know your stories, because I'm starting to think that this is, like, all become this big racketeering thing for them to make money. Which I know. We all know it has been. But seriously, what about the patients? What about us? What about providing harm reduction? So I'm trying to go through this new provider and telehealth. It is honestly a little bit pricey if I have to pay out of pocket, but as of right now, my insurance company says it's covered. I will give more information about it as I go. Some people have suggested this one online telehealth thing, like Suboxone.io or something like that, and I've been looking for it, but I can't remember the name of it exactly, and the websites are not loading. So I don't know if it's a legit thing. I don't know if it's a real thing anymore. I guess I could go check on my Facebook groups, but I'm heated. I'm heated and I'm tired of it. I'm just so over it. At this point, I think I'm just gonna go off of my Adderall because I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna find a psychiatrist in the next month and a half. The one that they suggested doesn't even take my insurance. So thanks for that. I really wish this doctor understood, like, the kind of hoops they're making me jump through. Not only is it difficult to find a good Suboxone doctor, like one that you trust, but it's also difficult to get your insurance lined up. You're giving me no time. I have to decide this by December 15th because that's when the marketplace closes. That's when I have to get my medical assistance in. That's when I have to get all that stuff taken care of. And today is November 29th. Thank you. Thank you for so much time for this. I'm so appreciative. having ADHD also sucks because your executive dysfunction just doesn't allow for that. Like, I called the clinic, right? And I was talking to, it's not a clinic, I called the telehealth person. I talked to this guy, his name is Peter, and he was amazing. And I felt really good about my decision to go this route, but then I had to call my insurance company. And that's not his fault. That's my insurance was just being a little wacky and he couldn't find it. So I called my insurance company. But it took me like 3 hours to even call my insurance company. And then it took me another hour to call him back because I just kept getting distracted and kept like not thinking about things. And I know to people that are not neurodiverse, they're just like,
oh, whatever, just make the phone call. Just call him and it'll be easy.
It's not easy. It's not fucking easy. The one thing I'm looking forward to is that now maybe with my Adderall, maybe I will go see a psychiatrist and maybe I will pursue that autism diagnosis. Because I have had more confirmation of that than I've ever needed this last few years. So like my sensory issues and just everything that went batshit crazy. But maybe this is a blessing in disguise. You know what? I know this is. I know this is a blessing in disguise. I know the universe is conspiring for something bigger and better and more badass. But man, does it suck to get through those trying times. It's hard. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Just here to bitch about Suboxone and get it off my chest because I'm just heated. Oh. I have more videos in the works though, so that's always good news. I guess I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Be weird, be kind, bye! Don't mind the beanie, I have a bruise on my forehead because I walked into a door, like an actual door, not even a door frame. Like I walked into a door and gave myself a nice big old bruise on my forehead. So thanks ADHD, love that, and interoception and all that good stuff.